In this video, we are going to be looking at life events. So as you can see, we have logged in as test 3. Under the little person, you will see down here it says life events. And this is only available on the computer. In life events, if you would like to change your HSA contribution, you would be able to click on this link. If you have a change in your marital status, a legal change, you would click on this link. If you have a new dependent, that would include the birth of a child, adoption, legal directive. If there is a spouse who has lost their coverage, if your marital status has changed, you would again click, I have a new dependent. For today, we're going to look at life events. A catch-all for marital status, the birth, adoption, or death of a dependent. If you have a decrease or increase in your hours, or if your medical coverage outside of Pride has ended, such as if you had medical coverage at a previous employer, so another employer outside of Pride, and you ended employment with them. If your spouse had medical coverage and that employment had ended, or if there was a termination of that marriage and the medical coverage had changed. For your HSA, your health savings account, it will always be this particular tab. All of these can actually just be summed up with life event. So if we click on that, and it will say, you know, which date did this life event happen and what was the reason? We're going to say that it was an increase in hours. And at any point in time, you are able to go in and request a life event. Please note that we do need to verify that it is for just reason. And it cannot be enrolled at any time outside of these particular life events. You would hit next. As you can see that this page allows you to make changes to your dependents, beneficiary, and emergency contacts. You click the add or the plus button to add dependents, beneficiaries, or emergency contacts. Be sure to include their full legal names and social security numbers, genders, relationships, dates of birth, for dependents that will be covered under the health plan. Make sure that you are reading all of this information. Do not add a contact if they are already listed below. Please designate at least one beneficiary before continuing, otherwise you will not be able to complete the enrollment. So I did enter in some information. We have Testing McTesterson. Entered in the social security number, or date of birth. We're going to state that they are non-binary. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do date of marriage. We do not need to put in the employer occupation if we do not want to. Designation, we need to select at least one. We are going to say that this is a spouse. And the designation, we are going to have dependent, beneficiary, and emergency contact. If the address is different from the employee or team member, so this would be your address, you would need to click this box. But if it's not, it will auto-populate. Telephone number, you do have to have one. You need to make sure that you select a country. Oh. Email if you have that, any additional information. So if they are disabled, a full-time student, a smoker, or covered by other insurance, this is not required. we would hit save. And this just gives you notice that you may need to also update your W-4. Currently, if you do need to update your W-4, you would need to contact Jasmine or myself to obtain that form. All right, we can go ahead and hit next. If you would like medical coverage, of course, you would be able to make that option here. We must enroll at least one since we said employee plus spouse. And it has both options. If you do not want to have medical, you would click decline. And you would have to put this information. However, that would not be the case if you were using this saying that you got married or lost medical coverage. And you're wanting to enroll. And it says that our current plan, we don't have one. It actually is kind of nice that it holds that there. We need to select options below. If you wanted a health savings account, you would be able to enroll in an individual. So we're actually, again, that's just on the catch-up. We could do the individual or the family. We're just going to hit decline. Hit next. On dental, you would be able to select a plan or decline. If at any point in time you do want to see what our benefits are, you can click on the hyperlinks that are within the little summary. We're going to decline. Again, vision, you have the option to enroll. If you clicked it, you'd be able to click one of these options. We're going to decline. Short-term disability, you can look at some of that information. If you did click on that, you would need to make sure that you're looking at the rates and things. We're going to go ahead and decline that. Additional plans, this would be critical illness, involuntary life, and accidental death and dismemberment. You are able to click on these to look at any of that information. We're going to decline. And this again is about a surety. And we do not have a decline. You would click on a surety and then you would say yes, you're interested, or no, you're not. We're going to say no. Companion life, again, you would need to click on it, say no, you're interested, yes, you're interested. Again, all the information is in there. And if you look here, this is what we are deciding that we're going to enroll in. Current benefit is dental. We are getting rid of dental and going to medical. We have declined these things. If at any point in time you did want to go back into them, you would be able to click on that hyperlink. Then we would hit submit. Now again, just because you hit submit, that does not mean that you have enrolled in these benefits. It does need to be a qualifying life event, which means that it needs to have a change in marital status, which again would just be removing or adding a person on to your benefits, the birth, adoption, or death of a dependent or spouse, have a decrease or increase in your hours, or if medical coverage outside of Pride has ended. If it is not one of these reasons, it is not an eligible life event. If your benefits are approved, you will get notice. If they are declined, again, you will get notice. At any point in time, if you have questions regarding any of this, the dependent, change in marital status, or changing your HSA, your health savings account, you are able to contact me, Lauren Duggar, HR, and we will be able to walk through it together. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a good rest of the day.